I'm here in the beautiful fenced green pastures of Sugg Farm Park in Holly Springs. It's quiet now, but on September 27th, this place will be rocking with one of the Triangle's largest beer festivals, Beericana. More than 40 brewers will be here to provide us with great samples of amazing craft beer. Props?
Sorry.
You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now. Hi, I'm Glenn, Dave's behind the camera. We're the NC Beer guys. Welcome to another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. We're pleased to be on the south slope of Asheville today with the folks from the Twin Leaf Brewery, and this is Tim and Steph Weber, and they are the husband and wife ownership team here at Twin Leaf. Thanks for having us in.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
We visited here before and had such a great time, but we didn't have our camera with us that day, so we thought we'd come back in and let all our viewers know all the great things going on here at Twin Leaf. So again, thanks for having us in. It's a beautiful facility.
Thank you.
So let's start there. That's so impressive. Behind us, we've got all this fresh light coming in, this great big panel of windows, and the brewery setup is behind us. And then so you can sit right in the tap room and see all the heart and operation of what's going on. And it's just a beautiful facility.
Thank you.
So what was here before and how much retro upfitting did you have to do?
Well, it used to be a photography studio. So this was kind of just a big open warehouse for the most part.
And we're at 144 Cox Avenue.
That's right.
Right down South Slope.
Yep, on the corner of Cox and Banks, and our entrance is on Banks Ave. So yeah, it used to be a photography studio. So they actually, all the windows used to be completely blocked out. There was a giant storage unit in front of it. So there was some demo that we had to do, but for the most part, it was a pretty empty shell.
Good.
We had to do a ton of electrical plumbing work. Obviously, none of this, the bar, everything wasn't here. So we did all this. This wall that is up here, we put that up too. There's a firewall, there's all kinds of stuff that we had to do.
And we've been open about a year now? Or?
No, we opened in March.
In March, okay,
Yeah.
just 4 months. So we're not even up to the anniversary.
5 months.
And is it everything you thought it would be or more, or how would you explain the first few months?
Oh, it's been a ride. It's been really fun. It's enjoyable to be able to work with my hands finally after something I've wanted to do for so many years.
So let's talk about that. You were both engineers in a little bit of different areas. So you were a couple and a pair and a partnership already. Did you both have the dream equally, or was it one way or the other, or you kind of knew that all along that one day you'd end up doing something like this?
Yeah, right after college we had started home brewing as a hobby, and pretty much right off the bat we were like, this would be something we could do someday. And from there, the dream just got more and more real all the time, and we ended up doing it 8 years later, so here we are.
Right. And from the time that you committed to you were up and running, we hear all these horror stories about how long it takes to get things operational because of either red tape or supply and demand, whatever. Was it more than you thought?
I would say from the time we committed, probably it was about a year and a half before we got open.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as normal.
Right.
Yeah. There were some frustrations and hang-ups along the way, but and things that were out of our control and took a lot longer than they should have or could have. But all in all, I think it wasn't bad. Not bad.
That's great. So, what is the mission, or how do we know a Twin Leaf beer? What's the goal? What do you hope to put out on the street?
Well, in general, our style of brewing, we like to make very clean beer. We like to make them pretty dry because to us it just allows you to taste the beer better, taste the flavors, the malt complexity, the hops, everything. We just feel that a cleaner beer and a drier beer is really important. We really take pride in how much control we have over fermentation temperatures and mash temperatures, everything.
Because you are the guys who do it. You're a very hands-on team.
Oh yeah.
You are back here doing the magic.
Yeah, and we both went to brewing school, the American Brewers Guild. We are both huge science dorks, so and we're both engineers, so we basically act
you're all
like
about the
engineers. Yeah. So
when it comes to beer too, it's just the thing we always strive for is to make a drinkable beer, but we like it so that it's drinkable, but at the same time, if you sit there and think about it, it's incredibly complex, and there's a lot of different flavors going on, but still, when it finishes off a little bit dry, and it allows you to sit back and enjoy it, or to really delve into it, because we like making complex beers.
And we generally go with some flagships and then move that around a little bit as it goes.
Yeah, we have 5 house beers that
they will always
here.
have.
Yeah.
People can always count on the standard.
Yep. And then we have some seasonals that'll be here for, as long as they're here, and then they'll go, and something
kind
else
of
will
some mood
replace them.
swings, and as you get creative,
Right.
or as
And-
something fails, or whatever, you'll figure
Right.
it out.
And we're also, we want to do more of this too, is small batch experimental type stuff. Just like quick one-offs, or if they turn out to be a hit, make it again. You know, we want to play around basically.
Because that's how you get a new flagship. Something hits so big that you
Yeah.
decide, well, this is a year-round drinkable beer.
Yeah.
We might have it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we have the ability to have 16 beers on tap at once. So
Okay.
we seem to be writing around a dozen. We usually
Yeah.
have about a dozen right now, but we want to do more. Like we want to push our small batch brewing system
Yeah, I'd
more.
like to bring it up to 24 beers on tap at
Yeah.
least. So that's, I have a quote for
That's
that.
a pretty huge, that's a pretty huge goal, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
a few months in.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's the part that's really fun for us. It's the part that gets us excited, and that's
The
what other
dreaming and the
people-
planning.
Yeah, that and doing it, like having
Seeing
24 beers on tap would be fun.
It come
Like,
from an idea to a reality. I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And I think that the things that we get excited about, it shows, our excitement shows in this place, and people love it, and like other people get excited too, and you
They
know,
feed on the energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we don't want this to just be about Tim and me and the beer or whatever.
Because you had
we-
real jobs.
Right.
And this is not that it's not work, but in some ways you don't want it to become just a regular job.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a passion.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's obvious, and that's what draws people in, I'm sure.
Yeah, and yeah, we want to. I mean, it's not just about me and Tim. We want this to like beer is it's a community thing, you know, and it's fun, and it should be fun, and
Sure.
everyone should get excited about it, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Talking about the beer community, you're on the south slope of Asheville, like where everybody else wants to be. Did you come here knowing there were other people and wanting to be in this physical location, or did you kind of?
It's so fun. So the way it happened, we just kind of stumbled upon this place. It wasn't even being advertised.
Did you want to be
as
in
a-
Asheville, or you knew you would be
Oh
in
yeah,
Asheville?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to live in Asheville.
Okay.
We love it here. We're outdoors enthusiasts, and this is just where we wanted to live.
Okay.
And you know, it also just happens to be a great beer city.
Right.
But we stumbled upon this location, and we didn't know anything about South Slope, all that stuff. I mean, we knew Green Man was there,
Uh-huh.
but that was it. And
Yeah.
we knew Asheville Brewing was up the street.
And when you started planning Burial, wasn't where it was. Like
Yeah,
that.
and
Burial
we
wasn't there,
We had no idea.
Highwire
and then,
wasn't there.
And then we found out Burial was going in there, and Highwire, and we were like, wow, we like.
So you kind of fell into the heart of the.
Yeah, and-
I don't
and-
think Wicked Weed wasn't even around when we
When you
When we
started
found
planning,
this-
probably
yeah.
not.
Yeah, when we
Right.
found this spot.
So it's been
So
it's
is
pretty
there-
cool.
So what does that mean when you read the paper every few months and there's somebody else popping up that's within like walking distance of you?
I think
great.
it's great.
Does that encourage you?
Yeah,
Because
it
that
does.
competition's got to be there somewhere. I know it's a beer community, and we always hear about
Yeah.
we're all in together, not so much competing against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
But yet it must stir your passions a little bit to know there are more options coming all the time.
I think it's good for all of us, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the more there is
Keeps
to
you
do
hungry a
down
little
here,
bit, maybe.
It
even
does
the
a
big
little
guys.
bit, yeah.
Well, you guys are not been in it long enough to not be hungry.
Yeah.
But in 20 years, let's say, you're still here, and it's not going to feel the same exactly, but something's got to still keep you revved up.
That's right.
Sure, and I just think it's good for everyone to have all these breweries down here because people will come down here and walk to all the places. And I mean, I know I'm like that. If there are breweries within walking distance of each other, I go to all of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it attracts people to the area in general, and it's good for all of us, I think. I love it.
Has the reception surprised you? It's been very successful. We hear all about Twin Leaf
It
everywhere we
has.
go.
It's pretty.
It's
I mean,
been
we
good, yeah.
kind of
And
thought
you knew
that we
you
were
did
gonna,
good beer,
yeah.
but you weren't sure everybody else would know that.
That's you know.
It's been really wonderful. Like the feedback we've gotten, it's just all this work that we've put into this place and all our heart and soul into the beers, and to get that feedback,
Right.
that positive feedback, is so
It's really cool.
amazing.
That
It's the
reflection
most-
back must feel great.
It's the most rewarding
Yeah.
part of the whole thing.
Now, so for our viewers, right now, we can only get the Twin Leaf beer in this facility. Is that right?
Not true.
Okay, you've got
we
some
are
accounts.
distributing
Yeah.
some
Good,
kegs
good.
out.
That's
We're-
changed from when we were in before, so
That's
that's
right.
great.
Yeah, we're getting our kegs out around town. We're
Local accounts then, for
Yes,
now.
there's a couple at there's one in Chapel Hill.
Okay.
And, we've got a couple out there, but
So,
mostly for the most part it's here in Asheville. We're also selling growlers on premises, so you can take beer home from here. That's the only packaging we're doing right now. We do have plans, hopefully, to have a canning line in the future.
Canning line, not going to go bottled in can, just go straight
We
to
might
can.
do some bottling.
Might do a little bit
yeah.
of both. You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
see what we feel like.
We have
Right.
our eye on cans.
We definitely want to have cans because they're better to take kayaking.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like
so
you
you
go
know
back
that
and
already
get
from your own
beer.
personal experience.
Yes,
It
camping.
suits you, it suits your,
That's right.
like you.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Good, good. And maybe a wider distribution too, I guess. You're not just about serving Asheville.
Well, right now we're
I mean,
focusing
you're
on
doing
Asheville.
right, because you got to build your rep here.
Sure, yeah. And as far as what we've talked about so far, we're just kind of gonna stay in North Carolina. I mean, maybe that'll change in a couple years. I don't know, but right now we're just kind of focusing on local North
Because you
Carolina.
don't aspire to be the big boys.
No,
No,
we
not
kind
really.
of if we have the means to be able to expand, we kind of want to make this place more awesome.
It's like you said, and then it starts becoming a job, and this is kind of a passion for us,
Yeah.
and it's enjoyable to have all those hands-on.
And when it's all about the business, and
then
you
it
never
kind of
leave the
dies a
office.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to be out here playing with us.
That's
with
right.
Actual
That's
pots
right.
and the malts
Yeah.
and stuff when you've got a business to run that's the size of some of our friends.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like we want to do well. Obviously, we want to be able to make a living, but we want to keep
And-
this passion.
Right.
This is our passion. This right here, and talking to people, coming into our bar, and talking about the beer, and that's the part that got us into this in the first place. And that's what we want to. We want to focus on our passion. So distributing across the country.
Right.
If we feel like doing that, if that becomes our passion.
And if it's,
sure.
if it's a good option, it's a good option and a good way to go, and it doesn't
Yeah.
burden you inordinately in some other way.
Yeah.
That's great. So for our viewers who don't know, who might want to come in, when's the tap room open? When's the facility open?
We open at 4 o'clock on weekdays. Usually we close at 10 o'clock on weekdays. On weekends we close at 11. So Saturdays and Sundays we open at 2. So that was kind of confusing the way I worded that. But it's 4 to 10 o'clock Monday through Thursday. Fridays are 4 to 11.
Right.
Saturdays are 2 to 11 and Sundays are 2 to 9.
Okay.
Perfect time. You go on a hike in the morning, and then you come here afterwards and get a beer.
Yes.
Right.
Our
And
favorite
it's a
thing
good
to
happy
do.
hour spot too
That's
during the
great.
week.
Well, thanks so much for having us in.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
And again, we've been at the Twin Leaf Brewery down on Cox Avenue on the southern slope of Asheville. And this is another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. And remember, drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.